What's up, Geeksters? It's me, Omar from Geekster Labs, and today I have a product to show you that was sent to me free for review from Soul, and this is the Soul Sync ANC Bluetooth earbuds. So this pair of earbuds retails for $99. It's available in 3 different colors, and it features active noise cancellation. That's what the ANC stands for, and they're actually also sweat-proof as well. So I tested these out while working out, and I talk about that experience, or I will be talking about that experience in this review. But I basically want to give you guys a full unboxing, show you what comes included with it, talk about some of the features and specs, the comfort and fit, and also most importantly how the sound quality stacks up for a pair of $99 earbuds. So let's get to it. Alright, so now let's talk about what's included inside the box. So obviously the first thing that you're probably going to be looking for is the earphones themselves with the charging case. We're going to talk more about this in detail, but that obviously comes in the box. Besides that, we have additional ear tips. So inside here we have small and large tips. The mediums are already on the earphones themselves, but they do include extra tips in case your ear size is a little bit different than medium, so you make sure you find just the perfect size for that. Besides that, they do also include a carabiner clip, so you can attach this to the end right here, and this will allow you to maybe hook it onto like a purse or a backpack if you do want to have that on there. I prefer to keep it off only because I'd rather put this inside of a bag as opposed to having it on the outside of a bag, because since this latch is just magnetic, it could pop out open by accident and maybe the earphones could fall out. There's probably a slim chance of that happening, but I prefer to just leave this inside the bag. But if you want to, you can hook it to the outside of the bag with the carabiner clip. Also included is the micro USB Type-C charging cable. It's a very short cable. It's only a couple inches long, but this is what you'll use to charge up with to charge up the case here. And so the USB Type-C on one end and USB Type-A on the other end. And then last but not least, we have all the paperwork. So we have the quick start guide, the warranty information, the full guide, even include a sticker is here as well. And that's basically all the stuff that you'll need to get rolling with your Sync ANCs. So let's check out the case and the earphones. Okay, so let's first check out the case here. So as you can see, I have the blue version right here, the blue case. And so this is predominantly completely made of plastic. There's no other material on it besides plastic except for the fabric. The little tip right here, which is where the carabiner clip attaches to. And so it's very lightweight, it's very small. Let me give you guys a comparison between some AirPods. So you can see it's about as thick as the AirPods, but it's like a longer hot dog shape, if you will. So it's plastic, it does have a matte finish to it, but it does kind of pick up oils off your finger a little bit. It's not too bad though, not too bad. And so this will charge through the USB Type-C port that's on the back of the case right here. And so obviously you can use the included cord with it. And so this will give your earphones 25 hours of battery usage. So the ANCs by themselves will have a little over 5 hours of battery usage, and this will allow you to stretch it out to about 25 complete. 22 if you're using the active noise cancellation, because that obviously will use up a little bit more battery life, but that's what that is. There is a little LED light in the back there, so when you do put the earphones in there, it'll let you know when it is charging them up. And so that's pretty much all there is for this. There's no wireless charging, there's no Qi charging or anything. That it has to charge through the USB Type-C port on the back. So that is basically the case, right? So let's pop out the earphones. So when you pop it open, there's no other physical buttons or anything inside the case, okay? That's all there is to it. When you pop it in there, there's our magnets that are holding the earphones inside there. You can see those clips where it charges up. One thing I did notice, this is just a pet peeve of mine just because I'm kind of weird and picky like that, but if you notice, when you put the earphones in there, Soul is upside down. I'm not sure why they did that. You'd think they could have put the words normal facing, but that's not a big deal. But as you can see there, once you take the earphones out, the lights come on and it lets you know that it is working, and you can hear with them in your ears that they are synced up or they are paired with your devices. And so I have these paired up with, I believe I used it with my computer, I used it with my iPhone, and I believe I also used them with my Apple Watch as well when jogging and working out and such. And so they're very small, they're very lightweight, they're plastic, so they're not going to get scratched up or anything very easily. They're pretty robust. These are actually IPX4 rated, so they are sweat resistant. So you can use these to work out in. And I'll talk about that in just a little bit in a few seconds when we go into the features part of it. But when it comes to the physical aspects, these actually fit very comfortably in the ear. So as you can see, the shape of it, they fit really nicely inside the ear, very snug. And like I showed you there, it comes with 3 different size ear tips, so you should be able to find an ear tip that works just fine with you. So when it comes to comfort, these are very comfortable. They're not very large, they're not very heavy, they fit in your ear very nicely. I will warn you though that if you do plan to use these for working out, because like I said, they are sweat resistant and I did use them to work out, for the most part they stayed in my ears, and when I was using them like normal, like at my desk, no problem with them, feeling like they're comfortable and that they're going to stay in. but during certain workouts, these did want to slip out of my ears. Now, obviously, everybody's ears are a little bit different, but when doing workouts that involve like jump rope or just jumping up and down, doing burpees, things like heavy, a lot of moving around a lot, these tended to want to slip out of my ear. When using them with jogging, they were pretty good for the most part. If I get kind of like extra sweaty or whatever, sometimes they would feel like they were going to slip out a little bit. And since they do have touch sensors on the side for touch controls, every time you push it back in your ear, it would normally stop the music and you have to start playing the music again too. So they are capable of being used for working out and such, but depending on, like I said, depending on what you're doing for your workout and how your ears are and how these fit in your ears, they may start to slip out just a little bit. That's just something I experienced. Doesn't make them completely unusable for working out, but I just know that if I was going to do a workout that involved a lot of jumping around a lot, I probably wasn't going to be wearing these in my ears because they were probably going to start falling out of my ears. So let's talk about some of the features. So I already mentioned how they are IPX4 rated when it comes to water resistance. So they're fine for sweat resistance. They can handle working out with. They're not going to get damaged when working out. And the coolest feature about these is they have the 3 different audio features. So they have normal, transparency mode, and then ANC, or active noise cancellation. So transparency, obviously, when you do that, it basically allows you to hear everything that's happening outside of the earphones. It pumps them into the earphones. So if you're on a run and you want to make sure that you can kind of be aware of what's going on around you, or you're like me and you're working out in the garage and you want to be mindful if someone happens to enter the garage, you don't want to bump into them by accident or whatever, you can turn on transparency and you can hear everything that's happening around you, and you can hear the music. It almost kind of sounds like you're listening to like a boombox, right, in a space. You can hear everything that's in the space, but you can also hear the music. So that's what it kind of feels like. The active noise cancellation on these is actually very good, especially for a pair of earphones that are $99, under $100. The active noise cancellation, I was very impressed by that. The only time the active noise cancellation kind of was left me wanting a little bit better, a little bit more, was when running outside when it was windy conditions. Whenever it was real windy, it actually was better to use these on the normal mode, not using active noise cancellation, because I could hear the wind noise hitting against them. But when I was working in my office and I had active noise cancellation, I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear the kids in the living room. I couldn't hear people talking in the kitchen. All those noises and everything, even the AC or even the fan from my MacBook Pro, which kicks on quite a bit, I couldn't hear any of those things. It completely blocked them out. So I was very impressed by the active noise cancellation that these were able to produce. So, like I mentioned before, they do have touch controls, and these can control everything, which is very nice. So one of the things I don't like about like AirPods and such is like I can't really have the freedom to use them with to control like the audio levels very easily because they don't have the buttons on them. There's no physical buttons on those. So these don't have physical buttons. They're all touch controls. And so depending on the right or the left ear, it really depends on what you can control. So like if you want to control the volume on the left side, you tap once, that raises up the volume. You tap it twice, and on the touch sensitive area, it lowers the volume. Now the double taps did take some time to get used to because you can't go tap tap real fast. It has to be like tap tap. Like you have to space it out pretty nicely to know for it to respond to it. So it takes a little bit of time to kind of learn how that works. But then you can also answer phone calls. You can play. You can skip ahead in songs. You can go back on songs. Like I said, raise volume, lower volume, and then on the right ear you can change the transparency mode, normal mode, active noise cancellation. You can switch all those up. You can turn them off. You can answer a phone call. You can engage Siri or Google Assistant. You can pretty much do everything through the touch controls. So I was very impressed by that. That's very nice on the run to be able to, for certain songs, just really quickly control the volume levels just from the touch controls on the side. So now let's talk about sound quality. So when it comes to sound quality, these are actually pretty good, especially at the price point of $99. So when it comes to the low end, when it goes from low end on the bass side, it's definitely adequate. It's not super thumping, but it's definitely there. To the mids, to the highs, it's not going to be super nuanced, so you're not really expecting to have an audiophile experience with this pair of earbuds. But why would you? They cost $99. You'd have to pay $300, $400 for something that would be way more nuanced. But I think for the average consumer that's probably going to be listening to general type of pop music, hip hop, the regular stuff that you hear on the radio, your listening experience is going to be totally fine with these. You'll have an enjoyable experience. And especially the thing that you have to keep in mind too is that having that active noise cancellation, being able to block out all the outside noise, is really going to help you to focus on your music and let you be able to observe it and listen to it in a much finer detail than you would if they were just regular earbuds that didn't have noise cancellation. So just the fact that they have that and they're $99, I still definitely would say that I would recommend checking them out if you're looking for a pair of earbuds that sound really clean and good for listening to all different types of music. So that's my review for this one. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you want to check out some of my other videos, I got 2 clips here you can click on. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on my face. And don't forget to ring that bell to be notified of all my new reviews as they drop on my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video review.